they made it a point to gather on our 50 at the end of the game, and I hung that picture everywhere this year to remind our kids that we felt like they disrespected us, and the dance on our 50 I thought was something that shouldn't be part of the game, but they did it, and I used it. I sold it to our kids, and I said, if you want them to respect you, then you better go out and earn it. And I think when you look back at the game, how our kids fought for 48 minutes and put themselves in a position to win the game, we felt that things got real in there in the last couple of minutes in our favor, and I'm proud of their efforts.
Was it could this do great things for your season now? I mean, how important is that win? And you got a big game next week against Jackson. If you don't win that game, it makes that victory almost
I mean, at this point,
meaningless.
with it being Wednesday, our kids, we've preached break off the rearview mirror. Week two's in the past. Celebrate it, for a day or whatever, but you got to turn the page. But obviously, with the challenges that lie ahead on our schedule, our kids know. They've had challenges being a part, especially the seniors, of us having a very tough schedule year in and year out, week in and week out. They know that they can't sit there and continue to relive Friday night's win against Mooney. We've moved on. Jackson's a good football team, and they have to be prepared to win at home Friday night.
It's a home game for you guys.
Home game for us.
How does it feel to play that beautiful stadium?
Oh, it's great. It's an environment.
Because you're
like
a Boardman
no
guy. You had to poorhouse it over there.
Yeah, I played in the old stadium and love it. And whether you're from the old school to the new school, our kids deserve something like that. They really do. I'm happy for our kids, our community.
Who gets credit for that stadium?
There's so many hats, behind the scenes that probably don't get enough credit. But Denise Gorski, our athletic director, Bill Bonte, who is the president of our booster club, our gridiron group. There's so many groups. All of our athletic support groups, our principal and Cindy Fernbeck, and there's so many people behind the scenes that probably will never get credit.
My man Tim Saxon's a big part of that too.
Tim's a big part of it, and Nick Amstutz, who passed away, was a huge part of that, and seeing the vision, and our board members, and it's really been a community effort, and we're proud of it.
Can we make Boardman relevant again here this year, Coach?
Hopefully, we're on our way. We got to continue to win. It's only week 3, and it's a long season, and anything can happen. But we feel like we've laid a foundation and a plan, and kids are buying in, and we thought we saw visions of that last year. Hopefully, our seniors every year now see the plan and run with it, and we experience success year in and year out now.
As a Boardman guy, how do you feel about it? I mean, how excited are you about what you see in front of you?
Coming from where I started from, I'm extremely excited, but obviously humbled. I think, when anybody looks at me from year 1 to now, the biggest thing is I've kept a smile on my face, kept plugging away, and had a plan, and a vision, and didn't deter from that. It's easy to get frustrated as a head coach, be low with the lows, be high with the highs, but you learn to be even keeled in this job, and that it can come and go at any moment, and I'm very appreciative for the role that I'm in and for the opportunity.
Did you ever dream of being Boardman head coach? Was that in the plans at all?
I don't know, going through as a player, it got to the point probably as an assistant watching DJ Ogilvie and him build our program in the mid-2000s, and then Mark DeRamo took over and did a great job winning a Federal League championship, and you get deeper and deeper in your career, and I think eventually, I kind of got the bug, and had some great role models through my coaching career that you kind of take bits and pieces from, and have been very fortunate in my coaching career to learn from some of the best in the Valley, and eventually got the bug and sat down with my wife and told her I was going to pursue it, and she's on board, and she's been great. We have 2 young kids, and it's great that we get to experience that as a family.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, 87 was the state championship team?
State runner-up team, yeah.
Runner-up?
Yep, playing the state championship.
Anything since that's been anywhere close?
No, we had some good years with DJ. We were, three out of the 4 straight years we were playoff contenders.
When you had Lindsley and those guys?
Yeah, we had a good run of kids. JT Moore, Corey Lindsley. We had a good run of kids, the Hammond brothers. Chase went to Wisconsin. Ryan Phillips went to Indiana. Devin Campbell went to Buffalo.
Yeah,
We
nice.
had a good run of kids. haven't had that type of caliber player through my first couple years, but had good, solid kids that we felt we could build a program with and win. And now you're starting to see some of those big program type kids come back, and we'll have some. Obviously, have some with Travis Coons and Jordan Acevedo's playing defensive end for us and getting some attention. And Kobe is, explosive at tailback, undersized, but very explosive. And hopefully we're gonna see some great things out of those kids.
Eventually, O'Hara's going to draw some eyes, and
Absolutely.
if he can get a little bigger, maybe.
Yeah, he's good, 6 foot,
Yeah.
190 pounds, but
Maybe
he's still
a
got a
couple
lot of
inches.
maturation
Yeah.
process to go through. But
Yeah.
Impressed with him as a sophomore.
Great. How excited are you for week 3?
Week 3 every week's a challenge for us. Jackson's a good football team. They're averaging over 400 yards a game offensively. Backs rush for 350 in 2 games. The quarterback's effective and efficient. Their wide receiver is a threat. He's a baseball kid, also going to Ohio State to play baseball. That's an athlete, and so we've got to stop them on that side of the ball. But they're playing, I think, more physical than they were a year ago, and I think that's something that their coaching staffs preach, and you read about, and you see it on film. It's transferred for them, and we definitely have to stop them on the offensive side of the ball, but continue to do things well and eliminate our mistakes offensively. We think we've changed for the better offensively, and it'll be a good challenge.
Do you feel any pressure now? Are you concerned about laying an egg now after that great performance in week 2?
Yeah, I mean, you always have that in the back of your mind, but you hope through your week of preparation and your message to your kids and the goal you set each week and through the season that they buy in and continue to work towards success, and hopefully that doesn't happen.
Do you use the playoff word a lot, or not really?
We do, because we have a rich history of Boardman of it.
You got back to back, right? That's your theme.
Yeah, that back to back. We've never been
making
back
them-
to back, believe
okay.
it or not, and that's something we're selling our kids on. Not to knock anybody in the past. It's just, that's something that our senior class can hold on to, something that's special that no team's ever accomplished in Boardman, and you kind of find things to motivate kids like that year in and year out. It really isn't a knock on anybody that came before us. It's just, we can't control the tradition of Boardman, and you just try to make it your own and put a little twist on it. And our kids have done a great job. They respect what's come before us, coaches and players, and they've done a really good job at that. But we have a senior group that wants to be successful.
Well, let's hope the fans come out and support you in this home victory against Massillon Jackson, if you guys are able to do that.
Yeah, our kids deserve it.
Yeah.
Our kids deserve it in an atmosphere like that. It's hard not to.
Great. We'll keep it going, keep it on the roll.
Okay.
And wish you a lot of luck in week 3.
I appreciate
The
you
rest
guys
of the
having me.
season.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with our final segment of Yards After Contact at Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And we're back at Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue with one of the owners of Kelly's Bar, Ryan Kelly. Name sounds right?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again for having us here tonight, and we've enjoyed spending some time with some of the coaches in the area. We tried a new concept. We had a little business guy in here describing his business and what he does, and I think we're starting to shape our program a little bit, and things have went pretty well. What's going on here, Ryan?
Well, like earlier in the show, we talked about it on Saturdays. We got all the TVs rolling. We have the smoker going, ribs, chicken, brisket, pork, all kind of different things. YSU's away this week, so we can't do our shuttle and our tailgate party. But
Ohio State's on the tube.
Ohio State is on it too. We'll have some
We have
specials
both
going
on?
for the Buckeyes game. Yeah.
YSU and Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. But especially for football reasons, starting Friday nights, we're open. Our kitchen's open late, so I know that's a big deal.
After the games.
Yeah, it's hard to find places that have obviously, I stand by my food.
Yeah.
I feel like we have the best burger in town. So, but we are open. Our kitchen's open till midnight on Fridays, at least midnight. If there's a crowd here, we'll leave it on. But we have wings, burgers, all kind of different sandwiches, which is good for a good post-game meal. But it starts not just Fridays, it starts Thursdays. We'll have a big crowd here. I know I say I'm not biased, but Ursuline's freshmen play down at Rocky Ridge, so we'll have a big crowd here tomorrow, and it'll carry on through the weekend and through Sunday with the NFL now. So I'm excited.
Great. Football-wise, what are you doing this weekend?
I wanted to go to I wanted to start my weekend. I'm leaning towards going to the Massillon Harding game. I love watching games
At Massillon. Okay.
And Massillon got Harding last year, and I'd like to kind of see a little replay.
See if Lynn Bowden can
Yeah.
get a victory here.
Yeah. And hey, listen, he's a special player, and I figured, I can see what's coming for the local guys, not just for, we got coaches down here, like Coach Ignazio, he's playing Massillon in a couple of weeks, BS with those guys, see what's going on. So.
Sure. Maybe we'll get Coach Arnold and Lynn down here in upcoming weeks as well.
Yeah, Coach Arnold's a good guy. Lynn's a great kid, and I know you and I had talked, and I think that's the most important thing, and you're big on it. And I got to tell everyone, Gary is huge on getting the kids involved, and I think that's a special part about this show. We had one team on today, short week, but that's what's the good part about what's to come is the kids that are on tap.
This was
to
a
come.
tough week for coaches
Yeah.
and players with the holiday.
And I speak for myself as a coach. You could spend your day. You got to go to the fair with your family, but you got to start the day on Monday. Most
You're
people
game
practice
planning,
at 7, 8 in the morning, so you can have Labor Day to yourself. So, but I think once again, Springfield as kids. 2 weeks in a row, I'm blown away with how good kids are. Speaking how well they handle themselves, but and I'll tell you what, it corresponds. Ursuline 2-0, they handle themselves well. Boardman, those kids were great. They handled themselves well. And Mooney, those kids were there last year. They handled themselves great, and they handled themselves the same way on the field.
And I think Mooney will bounce back this week.
Oh yeah, they'll be fine. It's high school. The big thing coming to the year was everyone told me the rumor on the street, and I got to see some scrimmages. Football's down in the area, and I think they're crazy. I think that it's competitive. Maybe we don't have the big recruits that we had at some point, but it's just it's competitive as hell every week. It's Northeast Ohio football.
Ursuline and Hoban, I think Gerard and Kennedy play. That's a little bit of a backyard game. Niles and Poland maybe.
Yeah.
There's a couple good games on the docket. So if you're out there, enjoy your high school football this weekend. We're certainly going to try and enjoy it ourselves. YSU, Ohio State on Saturday, and then we'll be back here again next Wednesday from Kelly's Bar with the next edition of Yards After Contact. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.